Alright, this is the master cylinder on my Explorer. Looks like I'm going to have one. And the reason I know, see the fluid, it has plenty of fluid in it. What I've got on this thing, I'm going to go ahead and start it up. And I'm going to put the camera right here so you can see what's going on, hopefully. We'll start it up. Alright, now when I apply the brake, you might notice it just keeps on going down. And if I keep pushing, it'll go all the way to the floor. I release it, I hit it again, I got a good pedal. Hit it again, I got a good pedal. But it goes down slowly. So when you're setting at a master cylinder, to replace the master cylinder on my Explorer, and right now I'm going to cut into this box. And I'm going to have a look at the one that they sent me and see what it looks like. Well, it looks just like the right one, and it is the Motorcraft brand. And so here we go. Looks like we're going to be good on this one here. It came with these plugs in here, and then it's got this little plug in the end of that. This goes in the, and it's going to sit up like that. I got a quart of brake fluid here. They also sent a couple of self-locking nuts that are for fastening it to the booster. Okay, so, and I got a little kit here, a little, fits-all kit for doing the brake bleeding thing. And it didn't cost very much. I really kind of enjoy those things. There's other ways you can do it. Got a line wrenches here. They didn't cost very much, like $29. The Die Hard brand is a pretty good outfit. So I'll make sure I got the right one. These little swivel ones. I had some line wrenches in my toolbox, but I don't remember if I had the size I needed. So here we go. And I'll go ahead and get this top off of it because that makes it a little easier to do. You might see these little catches. Once you pull those out of the way, you can raise the fuse panel off of there and get it where you can get to the lines. That connector right there is also in the way, so I'm going to have to remove this. So I'm going to go to work on that right now. Raising this stuff off of it, little hook there. See, they made this thing look like it was going to be a whole lot easier to get to than it actually is. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do in order to provide the proper access to that, and I'm probably going to take this bracket loose from the fender. And I'm going to bring that bracket out of there. Also this little connector. We'll lay that over here. It is. Okay, so we go ahead and break these loose. Use the line wrench because it grips it better. These aren't very tight. I could have probably used a regular wrench, but the right way to do it is by using a line wrench. Okay, brake fluid is going to start dripping. I'm going to put this rag down there to catch most of it because that brake fluid will attack the paint. Not that it really matters on the inner fender, but I'm going to do that anyway. So I got a rag under it. Lines took loose there. There you go, that's one line and the other line. Notice it's interesting how there's no fluid leaking out there. Maybe because I hadn't taken the cap off and it's kind of sealed. Proto extension. Got a 13mm socket and a little Craftsman wiggler on the end of it. And I'm going to go ahead and take the master cylinder loose from the booster right now. Socket and a long extension. Now the problem with a long extension is it absorbs a lot of your torque, even if you got an impact wrench. So I'm going to break that loose with a ratchet and follow up. This drive ratchet I bought for $54 off the tool truck some time ago. Now I'm going to go ahead and see that nut. I kind of like to hold on to the nut even though they sent me some new ones. And so there's that nut. And there's that one. How do you do? This is the one here. This is the bleeder. Okay. And there's only one bleeder in there that will fit this master cylinder. Now I might be able to see they're acting like you're only supposed to have one. This one here I could probably make it work if I got right down to it. I mean, it'll probably work okay. All right, I'm using the half 20, which, you know, the other one is the metric one that I needed. So, but I went ahead and used this one because I can force it in there and it'll be okay. All right, so for the time being, to keep trash out of this thing, I'm going to go ahead and put this nice little yellow cap back on there, and then I'm going to get everything lined up. I'm going to put it on there. I'm breaking out the new nuts here that I can put on there. These are these Nylon self-locking nuts, like you see, you know, and that is a 8mm 1.5 thread pitch. Not that it matters. 13mm wrench fits it. See, if you got the other ones, if you kept your old ones, even if you drop one of these, it's not the end of the world. But I didn't drop one of these. All right, now I got to torque them. Getting out. See, I could start the lines and pump the fluid out that way, but I decided I'd go ahead and use this bleeder kit just because. I'm going to run that in there, and we're going to put the little hoses on there, and we're going to see if we can get that thing filled up with fluid and get it bled out. Alright, now we're adding our fluid in there. Nice clean fluid. Get it on up to the max line. Well, that's pretty well got that. Now what you always want to do is you put the lid back on this. You put the lid back on this because if you don't, there's liable to be moisture get in there. It doesn't happen really fast, but there's no use in leaving the lid off because you may spill it anyway. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get inside and I'm going to pump the brakes and I'm going to try to work all the air out of this thing. Push all the air out of that thing. Let's see if I got all the air out. Usually if you do this right, you don't have to bleed the rest of the brakes. if you don't do it right, you will have to bleed the rest of the brakes. I think I got this one done right. Now I got to top it off with fluid one more time. And it took a quart. I got a little more in there than it calls for. But I'm going to go ahead and put this back on there. Now, CarQuest brake parts cleaner. That's got that. I got a little nick on my finger or something somewhere because I have little signs of a wound. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off the brake fluid that's spilled over here. Just wash that all down real good. I love this brake part cleaner. Everybody likes it to use it because it dries that stuff off, so there's no mess anymore. Including down there on the frame. I've already tested the brakes when I was backing out. I'm going to apply the brakes right now. Oh, we got a good stop. We got a solid pedal. That's exactly what we were looking for. And that's perfect. I just love it. All right, thanks for tuning in, you guys, and I'll be talking to you another time.